Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
How's the sound, okay?
Things are good, yeah.
You know why? Because I plugged the mic into the thing.
That's a good start. Always a good start. Like a solid breakfast.
Like a Jew without, what's that? Like a Jew without sunshine. Like a day without sunshine. So were the days of our, like a day without, like the sands of our days. How long will you let me go on? Like the days of our sands.
I don't know.
Is it funny as a comedy premise? No, but I mean, maybe the repetition of it is good.
Well, you know my Kindler theory. It doesn't always pan out.
You should have never said that at the beginning.
I know.
That was like a thing like, oh, he's giving me carte blanche.
Yeah.
He's giving me carte blanche to both go on too long with the bit, longer than that, because he knows I'm going to bring it around with some sweet closure.
Someday I will go back through all 300 episodes and see where it actually wore off on me.
No, there was tension from the beginning because we did want to do a podcast, but we didn't know what we were doing, and we weren't used to talking into microphones or relating to people
sure.
talking about topics.
Right.
It would be like taking people who had never talked before and putting them on jeopardy or something like that. I can't think of my examples. My examples are not on yet.
Yeah, we had none of that at the beginning, but now.
See, this is the type of thing. Are you kidding me? When Ben Lee gets up on Monday morning, he goes, you know what? Life may not be good. Why would he say that? Life is good.
Life is pretty good, I think.
It is good. But, I mean, in general, life's not so good.
He has time to DJ in the sunroom.
I just think, why was I not Ben Lee? I would like to have been Ben Lee, only I would have liked to have switched ages with him when I first got into his music, and he was like 16.
Yeah.
And I was already 75.
That would have been a win for you.
Right.
He would have been so fucked.
No. But a lot of people get up and they go, I'm sad. I don't know what's happening. But here comes the spiral, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, God.
Oh, God. I like to set myself up for failure, which I often do it.
I think consistently.
Oh,
that was mean. It was mean. There was no point in that.
No.
I'm stressed. I got a big day ahead.
What's going on?
We are getting dog number 3 today.
Oh, my God. This is the greatest. Oh, wow.
Dogs fall into your life sometimes.
How did it happen?
I don't want to go into the full business, but it involves my kid, his partner. His partner's her mother, whatever. Her mother has dementia. She had to move in with my kid and his partner. She came with a dog. The landlord's going, you're not having 2 fucking dogs. So. Is
that the way the landlord talks?
I think meaner even. Because he says words like eviction, I think.
Is that saying that just landlords are just cut from a different cloth than the rest of us?
I think they have to be.
I could be a landlord. You could be a landlord tomorrow.
I have resisted being a landlord in every way throughout my life.
Have you done it?
I have avoided every real estate investment I could for that very reason.
It's the worst. It is absolute. What are you doing today, Josh? I'm getting that motherfucker thrown out of my tenement on 12th Street. The fucker's laid on the thing. Yeah, but there's no running water there. A deal's a deal, fuckface.
I looked across the street right now from my house. There is like literally an entire guest house worth of contents on the lawn.
Why is that?
Because there was a crazy fucking tenant in the guest house, apparently.
Okay. Because I saw a similar hookup yesterday in the street, and I thought maybe it was it's probably not the same thing I saw yesterday in the street. I thought this is what you're referring to. And maybe you could help me with this. Folks, this is exactly what people in the business, if we were like a regular show and we had to actually answer the phones or put those carts in, I was never good at putting those carts in. Now the photo should have arrived. Did it arrive?
I guess it did. Hold on.
Yeah. I saw that yesterday under the bridge. And I thought,
yeah,
what's going on here?
Someone's shit got thrown out of something.
And the thing that they're going to miss most.
I really thought, by the way, I really thought I was going to get some mileage out of this getting a new dog topic, and now we're looking at pictures of garbage on the street.
No, wait a second.
I really thought.
All right. Well, here's
thought.
the thing. Look, we're going to get back to the dog. But I said to you, you said, I can't tell you the whole thing. So I couldn't get more out of the story of it.
Right.
But can you describe the dog?
Yeah, it's a mostly Chihuahua, which isn't a winning quality, but but he seems to be assertive.
What do you mean now? Is Chihuahuas just because are they like poodles? Or are they like little yappy dogs?
They can be. They have that potential, certainly. They can be.
But is it the people who raise them, or is it inherent in their species?
I think there's always two sides of the coin.
So is the dog this big?
He's smaller than the current dogs, but not tiny. He's not tiny lap dog. I think he's mostly Chihuahua.
What is a lap? Oh, lap dog means it was actually someone said, "Look, you see my lap? Can we make a doggy that fits right there?" And that's the way it rolled in the old days.
I think that's how they bred it down to that. Yeah. But there are dogs that they want to be there. That's where they want to be.
Oh, they want to be in your lap?
Yes.
Oh, I want a lap dog then, right? Wait, but that's a negative sometimes, people say.
Well, it just depends on what you build.
And
with dogs, there's always boundaries you have to build in.
Now, I heard this is true, and maybe you can verify this for me, but is it true that you have to do a walkthrough with the other two dogs just to see? Because every once in a while, and I'm not even lying about this, my sister had a dog, and her adopted son had another dog, and if they got into the same area, they literally would kill each other. It happens every once in a while.
Yeah, and
I'm not lying about that, to be frivolous.
Well, you really think you're going to spook me with dogs don't get along sometimes?
No. I thought that you were going to be. No, I had already gone off the topic of a cute topic.
This isn't a formal adoption. This isn't through an agency or something. This dog has to go, and we're taking it.
No, but I'm wondering.
So we'll work through.
We'll see.
We'll work through the problems. If it's untenable, we'll have to find another situation for it.
Did you ever hear about this? That they can be untenable?
Yes, of course.
Oh, don't get upset with me. It's not. I'm not the dog. I mean, I don't. Okay, I get it. The dog is. Oh, this is so.
I just love when you go from knowing nothing to giving advice.
Let me just tell you something. It's not as easy. I see these things online. We had a cat get very sick from dry food, so I guess that's an issue. You shouldn't just give dogs dry food, right? They should have a little liquid in there, or they don't eat dry food like kitties do.
Dogs do eat dry food, yes, they don't choke. You serve it with water.
No, they were saying that you needed more milk. Okay, forget it. I saw something online and it was wrong.
Right.
Now, this dog has all its shots. It's all ready to go.
It does.
How old is the dog?
It does still have its testicles, so we'll see how that goes. But.
Oh God! Why do you bring that up on the show? Do dogs have to get their do they have to get fixed and they have to remove it? Even these days, they can't just leave the testicles on. These days, even with all the
well, they can, but then you have gangrene if you've disconnected them.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You just can't have balls. You say you can't just have balls flopping around. That they actually...
Not if you actually want an effective neutering to have taken place.
Well, that's what my wife said when she had me done.
The dog vasectomy isn't of much use, really.
It would be of use if I was just trying to think of
if you had consensual partners, yes, it would be.
Over how many years has this dog and man thing been an item?
I don't know.
For a billion years? A billion years?
No, thousands.
How long are we around?
Why are you making me?
How old is the universe?
The universe is about 13 billion years old.
All right, so stop complaining. I like a guy who uses the astronomical facts to then make an argument.
I'm actually on the record as being, I think dogs are one of the few things that make me feel like there's a God.
Oh, well, I think you're right about that because there's also a Satan. Hello, David Berkowitz. That was a very funny joke. Right. I told you that joke before, right? Where the guy says, I forget the comic who said it, but he goes, David Berkowitz killed because His dog told him to kill people. I said, if your dog tells you to kill people, that's when it's time to say, no, bad dog, bad dog.
Yes.
You have heard that, right? In one form or another?
Yes.
Okay, so now are you going to be in trouble when I call the neighborhood patrol and say I think there's more than 2 dogs at that house? Or
no, I think you're allowed 3, actually.
Is 3 like a city law?
I believe so, yes.
So this is it?
This is it. We're capped. We're hard capped.
Now tell us what the ages of the dogs are going to be.
12, 13, and 4.
Oh, you have seen of course, you know the dog from life.
I've never met this dog. I've met the other dog. I've never met this dog, which is part of the fun of this whole day.
Oh, wait, what's the other dog? I missed the part that there were 2 dogs.
They already had a dog, and then when the
they said you're not having 2 dogs. You goddamn.
Well, and
the landlord.
plus an old lady with dementia came into the picture, so the landlord was, I think, thrown for a loop. So,
why do the landlords? Why do you like? I'm finding that people do not know Graham Parker, and I'm always surprised. But I thought he was one of my favorites. Did you know him?
Graham Parker?
Yeah.
I knew his music. I didn't know him.
That's what I mean. I didn't know him personally. But a lot of people missed the Graham Parker movement. They don't know who he is. Stupefab. But those songs like Stupefaction and I don't know why I got into that, but it seemed like it made sense at the time.
Okay.
All right. Fuck it.
I'll give you time. So
why is it today's the move-in day?
For the dog, yes.
What do you have to do? Did you get any toys?
There's a lot of hand-me-down toys waiting.
But you are worried. I can tell you're concerned because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
you don't know what Clyde could do. You don't know what Lucky could do.
Yeah, I'm not. What I'm concerned about is just the amount of mental real estate that I'm going to have to give up to this for the next while.
For the next what?
While.
Yeah, that part I think is actually good for you, not for me. But for you,
no,
because you are great with dogs, and there aren't a lot of people who are. I mean, everybody imagines they'd be great with dogs, but they're not. Right?
Yes.
Isn't that true?
This is true. Yes.
Because you have the people, you go over to their house and they go, "What's he doing?" "Oh, he just likes to hop up. He keeps hopping up.
Yeah,
he's hopping up." And there's some people who are like, "That's what my dog does. He hops up and he humps."
Yeah.
So that's bad.
Well, I'm not immune from hopping up in this house. There's some hopping up going on. There's not a lot.
Well, that's okay.
There's not guest humping going on, but there is. You get on the couch, you're going to get a hop up most likely.
It seems to me when I was a kid, not a kid, but like when I was 15 or 16, it seemed to me like every other day I go to someone's house and the dog would be humping your leg and they go, "That's okay. That's what he does."
Yeah.
That's bad dog raising, right?
It was a different time. But no, I absolutely love dogs, so that's the good upshot of this.
Yes.
And if it goes well, I'll be very excited to have another one around just for the fun of it. But
right.
And to have some youth, some dog youth will be nice. But
I know. I think that's the thing. That's the thing I love about it.
But not too youthful. I like that too. I like that it's not a puppy. I like it's a full-grown dog at this point.
Is a puppy very hard?
Puppies are hard. Yeah. Because
how long does the stuff with the he went in the bathroom on my Coach bag? I don't know, you don't have a Coach bag, but how long until that happens when you're an untrained dog?
Well, first of all, I do have a Coach bag, and secondly,
does Allison like Coach?
She did, yeah. I used to get her some. But then,
cute.
Then you run through, in 30 years, you kind of run the present gambit out.
Of what? The available purses?
Just, what are you going to get? You've done jewelry, you've done purses, you've done blah, blah,
You have to watch the Real Housewives. It's very easy what they do. They just keep getting progressively larger rings and things like that. It's like, "Oh, get me this." And then they get crazy. Then a lot of times they'll have like Coco Chanel earrings. Say like, the earrings themselves are in the shape of the 2 C's.
That's why I've avoided making friends with successful people. I don't need Allison in an arms race,
I love the idea that Allison would be, oh God, just look at my back, because that's what my father would do. "Yeah, what's your mother going to spend this month?" But meanwhile, my mother did spend a lot of money at Bloomingdale's. My mother did think that you should buy retail because the other clothes don't last.
Did your father do the "my credit card got stolen and I haven't called it in yet because he's spending less" joke?
No, but it's just ironic that my dad would be the one in the family who wrote a check to Bloomingdale's for the remainder of his bank account by mistake. So he wrote like a $10,000 check to them.
Instead of
because he got confused.
Yes.
When my dad said, though, it's not. When my dad would say to me, "Don't worry, when it's gone, it's gone." He didn't mean that. He was saying the opposite with that, right?
Yes, that's what he was telling himself, and it wasn't working.
When it's because that was one of his things. Like, I'm not worried at all about money. Not worried at all about it. Why was it that I guess parents felt like they couldn't communicate any, because my father was in business with my uncle, and that became, and then they had to get out of business together.
Right.
But it was not fun.
But it's amazing how they can communicate with words. Everything is fine, but I'm not worried. But their actions betrayed them completely, even to their very young children.
Well, here's the thing. My parents acted like there was going to be something. My father was the greatest. Like, if you need somebody who can cheer you up and is not going to yell at you and is going to be funny, that's my father. But then if something went wrong, you didn't want something to go wrong with him. Yeah. Because he was the good-natured one.
Yeah. But my parents were just like split completely down the fucking middle. My mother could think of every possible thing that could go wrong and would assume the worst one would. And my father would dismiss anything that would go wrong and just figure out he'd handle it if it did. And so I've got kind of some of both.
Right.
I like to see it as seeing the whole playing field.
Oh,
I can see all the landmines. But no, I hear they can both be. My dad's is a better voice than my mom's ultimately.
Dad what?
My dad's voice is a better one, is a more useful one than my mom's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we should generally not freak out and get overly
Well,
concerned.
I just feel like, at this point in life, it's like unpredictable things happen all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And so the only way you can quell anxiety is just having confidence in yourself that you're going to handle what comes, not go case by case with it.
Are you nervous in general? Like, you go, "Oh my God, this is a big one. This is a big."
No, I'm only nervous. I'm not. I mean, yes. I mean, when shit happens, of course I get nervous. Right. But I'm not. The only thing that makes me anxious is me personally fucking up adulthood in some way. Oh,
I see. Yeah, that just has to be a universal thing.
Yeah.
That's, again, what might have prevented you from being Sully Sullenberger. Well, I guess if you had the knowledge. See, my whole thing is, Andy, could you have brought that plane down if they put you in there with your current non-knowledge of anything?
Right.
And I think the answer is no.
And even Sully will tell you it's the training that does the work.
That's true. But Sully, if I spent 3 hours with Sully, he could not convince me that I have as much courage as he does. Andy?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. He's a particularly strong example, however.
I love Sully. I want to be Sully every day. I want to be Sully. Yes, excuse me, I'm coming down. I'm flying into the thing, and I'm going to make I can't even do a calm guy in the pending doom.
Right.
I don't have enough. I have enough lines for it.
Well, there's two sides to your whole thing here, though, too. Which is you, of course, long to be calm in a crisis.
Oh, that would be so good.
That's what you're longing for with Sully.
Yes.
But Sully doesn't create a bunch of crises for himself either.
That's true. That's true.
So,
I see myself more like Mannix.
Like that was a purely external crisis Sully was facing.
Right. Unbelievable. Have you tried the windshield wipers? The windshield wipers are there's birds in them now.
Well, then don't try. Then don't use those.
Right.
Sully says.
You're going to have to go to Peterborough. I cannot go to Peterborough.
My briefcase is at Newark.
Hi, this is Sully Sullenberger calling. We're having an 1897 here, and I'm going to have to bring this baby down to the Hudson. So if everybody in the middle cabin, if you would just relax. And now we're going to discontinue the cabin, sir.
See you on the wing, folks.
It always disturbed me, the people on that plane who didn't go back. Like there's a couple people who did not go back. That was just too much for them. That experience was not. They didn't feel like Sully during the experience. Like a couple of flight attendants.
Yeah,
they did not go back to work after that. That was not. It was not like a marvel. It was marvelous. It's a marvelous human feat. What's happened here today?
Right. Well, and I think that's why you quit at that point. You go, I've had my one.
Oh, no. Yeah, Sully, I wouldn't have even answered the phone ever again. They go, where are you, Andy? Hello?
I'm still in the Hudson. I'm not going fucking anywhere. I'm on the ferry.
I mean, and also, you don't think if I was Sully, I would play up every free opportunity? Oh, my God. I would be the opposite way. Tonight, Andy Kindler talks again about what a hero he is for 2 hours on his 8 to 10. Andy Kindler, hero of the ages.
Right. Produced by Andy Kindler.
Produced by Andy Kindler.
Directed by Andy Kindler.
You know, I gotta tell you, and the worst thing I would be my fake modest guy. Look, I saved that plane. It doesn't make me a hero. You know what? I still have to get up every day, Josh. I get up every day.
It's the training you have to keep saying.
Look, as I tell my wife every day, I wasn't trained to be a pilot. I don't have a license. I don't like planes. But when the big man above says it's time for you.
Andy, I noticed you didn't shit your pants during this. It's the training. It's the training.
The reason why I wouldn't do whatever you just said, disgusting thing you said, is because I have a little class. I would never, if I did whatever you just said, I would never mention it because I'm a man. Ugh, I made myself sick with that. What kind of character is that?
Whatever,
like moralizing?
Whatever, Captain Poopy Pants.
Oh, God. Oh, by the way, we didn't have the alarm. We're starting I don't know if people realize this, but we're starting earlier than we normally start. And I often think of this. Do you say often? I don't like often. And I never noticed whether I said often or often before they changed it to often. But since they've changed it to often, you will never hear me say the word I often do this because I hate saying often.
When you say they changed it to, how's that?
They did change it.
Who changed it? Who changed it?
My sister is dead. So don't argue with her. She's a very smart person, and she said it's often, and that the fact that it's often is wrong to her. And this may explain some of the reasons why she was angry much of her life.
Well, it does show a certain family's trait.
Yes. But then you hear these news people, they're like, oh, I often do that. Oh, well, look who's... thank you for showing up. Captain pronounces everything the way Webster would have liked it. Why did I say often?
Huh?
Did you ever say often, or you always said often?
I think I say often more than often.
Right. So what's right then? The often is wrong.
Both are accepted. Often is correct.
Oh my God! It's like talking to your mother. It's like it's like you're married to a grammar guy, a grammar Nazi.
I am married to a fucking English professor. If that.
The grammar Nazis really were the most disturbing World War II Nazis.
They really were. They
really were, because they got that way that some people got about Jews. They got that way about italicization.
Ending sentences in a preposition.
We have ways of taking out the preposition. Kurt Hogan. Colonel Hall. Why is my entire knowledge
Where is the
Germany?
concentration camp at? We do not end it. Okay, where is the concentration camp at, asshole?
I used to, as a kid, threaten my friends I'd send them to the Russian front. And we would laugh and laugh and laugh. And then we would talk about what happened on F Troop, where Redskins and Paleface both turn chicken. That's not... I didn't write the song.
Right. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
It's not a pretty song.
It's not.
Except the How the Heck Are We?
F Troop never had a heavy rerun rotation in my neck of the woods, thankfully.
I think it had to, but it actually was a popular show, which I think is...
In its day, it was, yeah. It was back in the dark ages before I was born, though, so...
You think you're better than me because you're 53 now, 54.
51, fucker.
You're 54. How could I be the same amount older? You never get, oh, by the way, it's sad. It is sad. Richard Belzer died. That was very sad.
Yes.
Oh man. And I was doing a little name dropping because he was very nice to me. I used to communicate with him, and he invited me to France to hang out in France with him.
Yeah.
We had similar politics. I really loved him. He was very sweet to me. He didn't have to be sweet to me.
I don't think he did have that similar politics. He was incredibly...
no, he was more a conspiracy theorist.
He was a total conspiracy theorist.
No, but I mean, we were more on the left than the...
yes, certainly.
Yes.
But I think you share that with most comics, don't you?
Right, but I'm just
trying to tear you and Belzer apart at this point.
No, but you know what? I used to think as I used to in the old days, I used to watch Bill Maher's show. I used to enjoy Bill Maher's show when it first was on, and I don't think I could go back and enjoy it. But one of the reasons why I think it was better then was because Belzer was like a better influence on Bill Maher, because and because he would try to reason with Bill Maher about Bill Maher's ridiculousness.
I was just my friend Don Foster was talking about going to Catch a Rising Star in like 1979 and seeing Belzer hosting. And then Bill Maher doing a Belzer impression hosting for the second half of the night.
Oh my God! And Bill Maher was funny?
No, he was just young and doing Belzer basically is what he's.
Oh, he wasn't like doing it as a tribute. He was trying to be like Belzer.
Yes,
he sucks. Holy shit, he really does suck. And
but like I tweeted yesterday, and this is really how I feel. It's like Belzer was like a logo for stand-up comedy, like Jerry West in the NBA logo,
Yeah, it's so funny to me because it's like if you added up, like I told you that I loved, like he wrote one of these books where it was about stand-up comedy, like how to be a stand-up comic, and it wasn't all great, but that one part, but there were funny things in it, and one part was like he was saying the Jewish political comedian or something like that, or the Jewish, even my dick is in therapy. Oh yeah, that was the blue comedian who was Jewish, the blue Jewish comedian kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And my dick is in therapy. I didn't say it right, but then
I thought you said Mike Ditka the first time. So
oh sorry, but there was that time I tweeted about yesterday where he was at the speech, and I realized he was wearing shades.
I would think so.
He was at the stage and he was wearing shades, and he just had a look at his face. I go, well, I don't think Richard liked that last remark. He goes, "You're a fucking mind reader, babe."
Sorry, I'm nodding and smiling at you.
And then he would also, I also saw him back in those days, 79 or 80 or 81, something. I don't know. Wait, maybe I didn't see him then. I think I saw him when
I saw Fame.
No, I saw with my friend Bill, my ex-comedy partner Bill, we did see Belzer host. So that had to be about 88, 89.
Yeah, he was still hosting in 88 and 89?
Catch, I think he was sometimes. Yeah. How else would I have seen it? Then it would be 86 then. It would be, the Lays would be 86, but I know that me and my friend went to see him at Catch, and it was a Belzer. Yeah, because I don't know when he started working on Homicide, Life on the Streets, and the other one. He's been acting for a long time, but he was still doing comedy. Yeah,
I just didn't think he was hosting at Catch anymore.
I think he never did anything but host at Catch.
Yeah.
Like it was back in the days when it was his room type of thing.
Yeah.
And Diane Jordan was a friend of mine. Diane Nichols, who used to be, said that she once went up to Belz and she goes, "How you doing, Richard?" He goes, "Just being the Bells, babe. Just being the Bells." I mean, I just love that he had a self-awareness of that he was doing this kind of asshole guy, like really good. Mike Sweeney did it after him, but I've always liked that kind of comedy where you want to just shut the fuck up or whatever it is. I could never get away with that, but I'm a fan.
Right. Well, his comedy was all attitude and not so many great punchlines a lot of the time. But
no. In fact, I used to make fun of Richard Belzer because he used to do a joke where he would do a joke about Bob Dylan getting old, like a rolling gallstone. I said he's been doing this routine for so long. Bob Dylan is now old.
Right.
Before you're mean, Bob.
Right. Yeah, I outlived that motherfucker.
All right, don't say that. Don't say that, Bob. People die. You could die tomorrow.
I could, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, yeah, well. Don't. What's it called when you scare the ghost? Don't tempt fate. Something like that.
I've been tempting fate since I left New Mexico on the rails. Ooh.
You were not in the rails. That's something you made up. You're just lying. You were born in Minnesota, Hibbing, Minnesota. Josh's father knew you. So you stop making it like you were traveling around on the trains. I bet you've never been on a freight train like you claim.
New phone, who dis?
New phone, who dis? Will probably outlast civilization.
So next Thursday?
Low, 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 low,
Captain,
low,
it's the lull alert.
low, low, low.
I'm done.
Are you done?
Not done. But I came to a point where I was like, I had nothing to say, and I felt this dark hole in my body, like just, So you ever feel
they
that
call
way?
that the Josh effect.
We did not have did we talk about that we were going to have right up till we started recording? The fire department comes here every year to test our alarms. It is really an annoying time of the day.
Yeah. You'd think an afternoon test would be better too.
No, everything that's done, Susan and I have found that everything is done in the morning. We're going to come over with the termites.
You're first on everybody's route.
It's just that people get up during the day, and we don't.
That's weird.
That's the thing.
It seems like you've become, ever since you stopped taking Adderall after 4, it seems like you've normalized a little bit.
I'm getting better rest and everything like that. I'm definitely getting better sleep than I did, and I'm trying to. I usually go to sleep now around 2 or 3.
That's an improvement.
That is an improvement. And you would think my comedy would improve. I don't know why I said that. I'm so sick of the self-deprecating guy.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of him.
He's horrible. He's a horrible guy.
And I'm sick of
I'm the worst at self-deprecating.
And trying to get laughs by putting yourself down. Oh, what a genius you are. Yes, you are fucking incompetent, you unfunny Jewish.
I know. Stop stealing my lines.
You're not a self-hating Jew. I think you're more of I've gone past it. I'm familiar with all the holidays.
I don't attribute any of my self-hatred to Judaism, first of all.
Oh, that's.
I believe
I do.
I believe my self-hatred is totally secular.
I disagree in terms of me. To me, I as a small kid thought I was a big-nosed Jew.
Right.
So I was not excited about having that look, the Jew look. You look like a Jew.
Yeah, I mean,
all Jews have big noses.
I don't have a big nose.
But do I have a big nose?
I thought I was wearing 3D glasses for a second.
I mean, do you think I have a horse? I mean, to me, Horseshack had a big nose.
I don't think your nose is your prominent feature now.
No, but that's what I thought of all the time.
Well,
I thought I had a big
you are in fact a self-hating Jew. I think we've established that.
Well, also I was very skinny and very tiny.
Yeah,
and just ripe for mocking.
You had a nebbish sensitivity, I think.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
all my baggage was channeled into fatness in my self-loathing youth. Judaism, but didn't even really scratch the surface very often.
Oh, what a horrible society we live in. Not really. I'm saying it's better now.
And it was
better now.
It was in Minnesota. I felt different, but not othered as a Jew. Partially because I grew up in a pretty Jewish suburb, but
yeah.
But it wasn't. It just wasn't a huge factor in my life. Anti-Semitism wasn't a big factor in my youth.
I think the kind of anti-Semitism that would affect people like us, we wouldn't hear about.
I think that's probably true. But yeah. I also am like, all right, if I'm not hearing about it.
No,
I mean, I could certainly identify it when I saw it, but my brother had more of it. There used to be like 2 junior highs in the city, which was a very Jewish suburb, and one of them was like especially Jewish, and one of them was kind of especially goyish, and
I see.
And they brought them together the same year my brother was going through that junior high. They merged.
Oh, they combined the schools.
So my brother actually faced more of the breaking in period with like people rolling pennies and stuff at you, and that was like kind of the extent of it. But,
come on! I found it very disturbing in Borat. There was one part of Borat I just did not enjoy it when he was mocking those people who thought the Jews were bugs or whatever. He stays at a Jewish person. He stays at someone's house.
Yeah.
And either he makes up or he exaggerates or he makes up that they want to kill him. What's that?
That he prompts them to hate Jews? What is he?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
He does in a way. It disturbed me. I found it disturbing. But you know what the thing was with his movies was like, everybody said when that first movie came out, it's the greatest movie. It was a mistake. It was a mistake to go, this is the greatest movie that was ever made. And all these like, sitcom people or showrunners would just say this is, and it was not the greatest movie. It was a very funny movie, but it was overrated, I think, when it came out.
I think that's true.
Like the first time the naked guy runs into the thing, that's funny.
Yeah.
But for 30 minutes of the naked people.
Right.
See, the thing is, we don't have the thing that's inside of us like that we would want to prank people.
No.
I don't have that gene at all.
I have none of it, and I'm bad at it, and and I don't like it. I never liked the Jerky Boys. I never liked Crank Calls. I never liked any of that
extreme crank yankers.
Yeah, no. I just, it's like people have enough problems being stupid in their normal day.
Yes. I understand the idea of that's going through that phase where you call up the restaurant and, I guess Adam Sandler was funny at calling it.
But it's the thing that we don't like, I think, is that it's bullying.
It's bullying, right? Yeah. And someone could have my image is like someone could have hey, sir, Hitler has been found in your basement. What? No, I'm not kidding you. Hitler's been resurrected. Are you an Orthodox Jewish woman named Kupferberg? Yes. Well, Hitler's in your basement and he's coming up the stairs. Someone is going to die from one of these pranks. Not that one. That might have been.
That's not a great example, but nonetheless, I mean that's not my fear. My fear isn't someone's going to get hurt physically. My fear is like, why fuck someone's day up? Why fuck someone's any amount of time up in this world?
Well, I've told this story before, and I still think it's a good story. It's me.
I'm all for revenge. Don't get me wrong.
Right, that's different.
Yes.
But when Judy Toll and I we were doing a pilot for a hidden camera show, and I know I've told the story before, and we go to the CVS, and we say that we're supposed to say, we want to take out our own, we want to do our own heart transplant or our own heart surgery. Can you give us an idea of what we should do? And then the guy, so we were doing this for real, and the guy was like, what are you talking about that you would do? And both Judy and I both deflated. We didn't do the usual thing. We were just like, no. What are you doing, Matt? Well, he wants to give himself.
You're right.
We know this is not that
stupid. You're right.
No. I've never gotten better at that, which I don't think I need to get better at that.
No, I mean, why try to hone your deceit skills?
The worst idea. I mean,
unless you're going to start cheating on your wife, in which case,
right,
have at it.
But the worst thing was like someone like. The most scary thing was when I would put myself in the position of what Rupert. See, it wasn't as bad for Rupert G. because in a certain way he just go, I'm going to just say whatever they tell me to say. I don't give a fuck. But
yeah, and the world, yes, he was being a puppet, and he liked being on TV. Yeah,
I could never have done anything remotely like that kind of thing. where he puts it like one time he had his.
Well, you did. You did
there.
remotes for Letterman. It's kind of like that. I mean, it's
right, but
it's remotely
not
like that.
No, I don't think anything is like go over and tell that cop he's a fucking asshole cop.
Yes. No, it wasn't the same mechanism.
They got in trouble doing that. They almost got hurt.
I was just nitpicking that you weren't worlds away from it. You were still trying to find funny moments, make funny
right,
moments.
Right, but I'll go past the joke of what you were saying to the just the idea of like that. Whereas Billy on the street hilarious to me, I could never be funny. And I mean, if I had gotten that job, there wouldn't be a Billy on the street.
Right. You like getting in the face of someone who's not in the room.
Yes, that's true. I like to get in the face of people. Well, first of all, I like to keep my targets big. Oh, God. Yeah. But it's so, it's so like.
It's confrontational, and that's not a good place for you.
Right. But it goes back to the reality. And it goes back to the reality show thing of whoever that lady was. I forgot what the lady was, her name. She's famous. Jenny Jones, where they reveal that this guy has a secret gay crush on his friend, and he's a fucking crazy anti-gay guy, and he ended up killing the guy. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more with these reality shows. Maybe it doesn't. They keep it hidden because it's like it seems to be inherent or in the way they're set up.
Well, I mean, I think it is partially inherent, absolutely. But and I used to work on Talk Soup, so I saw a whole lot of shit. But it's I think it was also the boom was sort of dependent on social media not coexisting with it.
Right, exactly.
I think that did add more danger to it all.
Are we supposed to watch this show called Animal Control? Is this going to be funny? I mean, I don't understand what doesn't he do, Mikkel? What at some point someone has to go, what have you turned down? He doesn't turn down anything. I'm assuming. But is it going to be like Pet Detective? Or are you going to watch it and you'll make your own decision?
Yes, exactly.
That guy I thought was funny at one point. Is there nothing funny about the animal? Okay, I should stop because I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going off half cocked.
I've seen 2 promos for it, and I don't know if what it portends.
Right, because I saw You People, and I was like, honey, you know how we don't normally like these kind of comedies? We're going to enjoy this.
Right.
This is going to be great. There's no chance at all that the only minutely funny things in the movie, only by being shown out of context, would be in this promotion. Because I couldn't understand, why would the person promoting the movie have taste, but the people making the movie...
Separate departments. Totally separate departments.
I know. But it's like, get those people...
That's why I cut my own trailers.
I wish you could bottle the look on your face, which was like a, yeah, what does that look like? A blowhardy guy?
It was blowhardy, yeah.
Yeah,
it was pretentious hardy.
Let me tell you something. I cut my teeth on cutting my own trailers, so I know what it's like.
That's right. Keep it all under your control, buddy.
65 degrees downtown. Wait, let me see. What is the actual temperature? And I would bet it could be,
it might be
65 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, 66 degrees.
Oh, you're too late.
In Los Angeles, it's sunny. So I used to like when the DJs would do anything that was weather oriented. Or anybody, any DJ were they album oriented DJs who would announce on those shows, yeah, it's going to get up to 73. It could get a little bit chilly tonight.
Yeah, they do that just because the intro to the song is playing and they want to hit it right before the lyrics come in.
65 degrees. 65 degrees coming down. Oh, I recommend that did we talk about this? I really enjoyed this documentary called Big Star. Did you talk about it already?
I don't
Are you
think
familiar with them?
With the band Big Star? Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, Alex Chilton and co.
I had no idea who they were. I had seen a special about it or listened to a podcast about it. And then I watched this special documentary. It was just great.
Yeah.
Again, we're different when we watch documentaries. If I see things I enjoy, I'm not as critical as you are. But I'm just saying there's great things in the doc. You saw it, right?
I saw it, but a while back.
Yeah. And really well done. And just when you see, like, it really is true. I think it was Lenny, what's his name? Lenny Kay, a bass player with Patti Smith.
I can't confirm either. I know who you're talking about, but can't tell you.
Okay, the thing is Lenny, or it's Lenny Kay. But he was just talking about how, by all rights, they should have been a bigger band. I mean, this is great music.
Well, they're kind of like the Rosetta Stone for a certain kind of rock fan. The password, almost, this band to certain people, you know. But
they have a lot of things that I came to love from that movement, like Allman Brothers, other groups that.
No, I think they were, you know, to people who knew what was going on, they were very influential. You know, they just never made the greater radar of. Well,
they also had all kinds of problems. And, one of the guys. I think they're both dead now. Yeah. Alex Chilton, and who's the other one? I don't know. But it was a great documentary.
Yeah.
And just also, from having listened to it from all these podcasts I hear, it was how great Memphis was. How great Memphis, and maybe still was an amazing music city. But how great a music city it was.
Yeah.
You know, Isaac Hayes came out of there. Just a whole bunch of people.
The whole Stax.
Stax was near. Well, and this company had a deal with Stax.
Yeah.
I forgot Stax is Memphis, right?
Right.
A lot of people. I didn't know Stax as much when I was a kid because I liked Motown, and I didn't realize there was a Stax. Or I guess I just heard the hits when they came on the.
Well, yeah, you probably conflated them into one thing, probably too.
Right. I should do some kind of a show, like a musicology show, or it's like I'm so fascinating when I talk about things.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like I bring a certain. I don't know if it's panache is the right word because I hate that fucking word.
Yeah.
But I bring a certain savoir faire. That's no better.
Blowhard day.
A blowhard day. Thank you. I'm Blowhard Day, and it's my show. Here's what Blowhard Day would be. My show, 240 minutes. Isn't that when they had the 120 minutes?
Yeah.
Right. My show is 180 minutes, and I understand that there is a show, 120 minutes, and I haven't heard it. I'm not familiar with it.
They're ripping you off.
They're ripping me off?
No, they're ripping you off by only giving you 120 minutes.
You know that I'm much better at setting up the character than executing the lines.
I see the sign. Please don't feed the character behind you.
Oh. You know what I love about him? Here's why I wouldn't be good in improv. You know what's great about improv? It's like they let Andy go. That's what I love about it. He goes. I love the way in improv that Andy will not agree to do the character, will totally make jokes for hours about, I'm going to break down the fourth wall and install a sliding glass door bits all night long. Just really taking the form and sticking it on its head so it's not the form anymore. So it's just his usual blowhardy, narcissistic, Hi, I'm on stage. Hi. Hello. I don't feel good.
He's a deconstructionist who never rebuilds.
That's my angle. Josh, this seems like we've been on do not hang up on me, and do not try to hang up on me, and do not even, I would not dignify your...
Gonna take a little break. Gonna take a little break now. Gonna take a little break. Gonna take a little break now. Gonna take a little break.
Please stop talking for a moment.
Take a little break now. Gonna take a little break.
Please stop talking.
Gonna take a little break.
If it's in your power,
break now. Gonna take a little break.
Just stop talking
Gonna take a little break.
for a minute.
Gonna take a little break now. Gonna take a little break.
So I can stomach another hour.
Gonna take a little break now. Gonna take a little break.
Shh. He's talking about Popo. Can you hear it, or is that not effective for the bit?
It was good. I think we all got it.
Okay. I really said to myself,
It's Pawpaw.
Why?
It's Pawpaw, by the way.
how do you say a pawpaw?
Pawpaw.
Like grandpa?
No, like Paul, but Pawpaw.
Oh, pawpaw. Is that what you call? I'm not just saying this. Is that what you call people before you murder them, or that you're, or is that an affectionate nickname for someone you've murdered, or is that just before you murder them?
He actually seems to use it a lot more after the murder.
You know what he used to call his wife? Dead.
Really? Seems like that portended problems.
I just have to tell you that after following this case like a true crime fanatic,
Yeah.
and it's hard to follow, not a true crime fanatic, this is really OJ2 right now.
Well, anytime someone takes the stand in their own defense, it's a show. But this guy has made a big mistake in taking the stand in his
I
defense.
think that his he would say it's his only chance.
I think so, but like the murder itself, he didn't think it through.
Well, allegedly, we don't want any lawsuits from Alex Murtaugh. I'm telling you, though.
Is that how you're going to pronounce it?
Murtaugh?
Murdoch.
See, when you play the dumb guy, it's not as easy as you think. The dumb guy, you have to allow time for the dumb guy trying to figure it out.
Okay. I do a lot of dumb guy tightening on Saturdays.
And do you know? Oh, that there are certain things you should say. There's certain things that are, and then there are certain things that you are verboten.
Well, you need to update the style guide.
Wait a second now, Chachi. Who was the reason? Recently, we were talking about Chachi. No, but who is not Dennis Miller?
Richard Belzer.
Yes, because I remember because Richard Belzer had this line, but it might be Dennis Miller. Hey, babe. And I don't mean George Herman Ruth. That's got to be Dennis Miller, right?
No, it sounds more like it could be Belzer because Babe was really his thing.
Hey, babe. But also Dennis did it too. So anyway, but I like that. And I don't mean, I do direct people or recommend that people look at the clip that I RT'd on my Twitter timeline, which would be 7 days later, where they show the clip of Bill Maher and Richard Belzer talking while, what's the woman's name?
Ann Coulter.
Yeah, Ann Coulter is on the phone, and it's unbelievable. And you see that back then, Bill Maher was upset that we don't want to have his friend, his fascist friend. This is what's wrong with America, he said. That our fascist, you're not going to meet my friend Ann Coulter? That's what's wrong with America, that you won't have a discussion with Ann Coulter.
Right. And Belzer's going, no, she's a fascist, horrible bitch.
Right. And Richard Belzer was so great. He was so great because he basically said, no, sometimes a person is so disgusting that, you have to describe her that way. And you hear at one point, Bill Maher goes, shut up, Belzer. I watched that when it happened. I guess I watched the show every week at that time period.
It was nightly at that time period.
Oh, is that from ABC?
Yeah, I think so. Wasn't it politically incorrect?
I never knew Politically Incorrect was on every day of the week. I think, man, is that true? Monday through Thursday, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it works in our business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Josh, it's so good to see you today. You look good. You smell good. This smell-o-vision thing that you pushed on me, I like it a lot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now I'm pressing 50-year-old man body odor.
That's good. It's much better than the older selections.
You know what the older selection bothers me? People assume now, and I don't want them to assume this, that they assume that I'm going to eventually have an old man. I'm going to smell like an old man, or you know what I mean? Like, I guess gefilte fish. It's not going to happen, folks. It is not going to happen.
Yeah.
I will do whatever I can. I would do Invisalign at age 90 if I needed to. I would go with Invisalign for my 4 remaining teeth.
Yeah. I don't think it's a breath thing.
No.
That causes old man smell.
Go with the fancifulness of it.
All right.
I'll have all my teeth. Well, I might do root canals if it's required. But none of that, again, has anything to do with smell.
No.
All right, let's move on. Because
I think plastic clothing is really your only defense.
The hard I'm not going to ever have hard candies, am I? Hard candies and plastic on the furniture.
I think the diabetes saved you from some of that.
There's a great thing. This is one of my favorite commercials. I can't stop watching it. It's Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature.
Yeah.
And this guy, I'm a doctor.
They have the biggest clown car full of losers being the spokespeople for this product.
Worse than Prevagen.
Worse. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And he says, I've had over 40 years of experience in the field of dietetics.
Right.
If you're calling it dietetics.
Right. And then he goes, some days I'll be so busy I forget to eat. You're a dietitian. You forget to eat. Come on.
But there's no better way. In other words, what he's saying at the end of the commercial, it is literally like swallowing a couple of bananas, you swallow a couple of broccolis in a little pill.
I like to think of it as like an enema garden.
And why would they think that people will buy that product because they're droning on and on about it?
Because they see themselves in that droning, I think.
And here's the reason. I'm almost swayed by that guy's argument.
Yeah.
It almost gets to me.
Yeah.
And it's because I do want to hear. I differ with these people. There's a lot of these they're like atheists or whatever, and they're saying they're totally against any kind of homeopathy because they say it's all fake, but it's like I forgot what I was going to say. Well, you know what? I think something happens where my inner editor goes, "This is horrible. I don't know what you're doing, but it's bad."
I see that as a positive step.
That's right, and that's what my therapist said too. My therapist the other day she said, "Would you shut the fuck up for a second?" I said, "Whoa." She said, "Now you're getting it." That would be like if you had a Eugene Landy by phone.
Yes.
Don't touch that donut, Brian. He would not have been as effective if he was doing it by Zoom.
He would not.
Wilson.
No.
Because he wouldn't let Brian Wilson have matzo ball soup. I mean, what the fuck was that guy thinking? A matzo ball? He liked matzo ball soup, Brian did.
Yeah.
So get it for him.
It's too Jewy, Brian. I'm afraid it's just too Jewy.
No, you don't really understand that a lot of the things that Eugene... Look, we may not like Scientology currently. We may not like Eugene Landy currently. But we certainly can't deny the legitimacy of their bullshit.
Was that Eugene Landy's bag with Scientology?
No, not at all. No, he was
I've never really dived into their whole...
He had his own bag.
Yeah.
His own... He was a cult... He's would have had a cult if he could have.
Yeah. He didn't need one because he had a rich one on the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden, I didn't realize this, that he was a very talented songwriter, Eugene Landy. It happened to come out during his relationship with Brian Williams.
On my couch.
What's that song?
In my room.
In my couch. Oh, this is where the song parodies start and they get better. Okay. I wish they all could be topless dancers. I wish that I could put my penis in their vaginas. I wish I... I wish I could have
Did you enjoy
had a picture. You have a screen grab? Are you recording your face?
I am not.
Because you're like this.
I tried to go as wide-eyed as I could, yes.
Run. Remember that song? Run. Get to Iran. Thinking of Iran. Went to Iran and and Iran. No?
No.
Okay. Tell me. Okay, before we start the questions and answers, which I hope is soon. What is not okay? When they go not fade away, they don't want their love to fade away, right? Not fade away. Not fade away. But you don't say that's like saying Shimo. That's exactly like that. Shima. Let's get to the questions now, folks. It's been a wonderful week. Oh, I have to say one thing I do not know yet. You have a puppy.
Not a puppy, a dog. It's a 4-year-old. But
I know it's 4 years old.
He's just very, very small.
And what's his name?
Well, right now it's Kodica, which is Romanian for little tail.
You know, that's good for Dennis Miller,
We're
too,
probably
right?
Kodica. Hey, Kodica. I think it's going to end up being Cody, but it was, he was named by an old Romanian lady. So
I love it. Now tell us about how the first couple of days have been.
He's a great dog. I mean, he's a little sweetie. He's still, he has integrated into life in the house.
That's so great.
Like, very well. He got along with the dogs great. The dogs have been very nice to him. A little jealous, but not any snapping or any of that shit.
Oh, so they are registering that there's another mouth around.
Well, yeah.
I don't know how they work.
Yes.
I don't know how they work. There are still these people who say that dogs don't have emotions.
No,
that we're just
have emotions. The first day he was, he's been through a rough transition. So you have to be very, gentle with, the first day he was like huddled in a corner by the door, and he'd take little sorties out to see how dangerous we were.
Oh.
And then, and he wouldn't go upstairs, so I slept downstairs with him the first night. Second,
you slept near him?
I put his bed. He doesn't like to get too. We still can't actually touch him.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so he's everything. Like he'll eat food from my hand,
right?
But this is the first little dog I've had that actually thinks it's a little dog.
Oh, in other words, sometimes they don't know that they're little dogs. They don't know, right?
Yeah, some dogs are like both Clyde and Lucky and Larry before them take up full dog space.
Right, but
they
when
aren't
you see
intimidated by bigger things. But this guy is very little and protects himself like a little dog.
Oh,
but he's very cute, and he's basically obedient, and he doesn't cause any trouble, and he's a good dog. It's frustrating that we can't touch him yet. But I believe it'll.
Yeah.
I mean, and even he comes closer and closer, and like
right.
And now when I bend down, he doesn't like bare his teeth yet. Still, but he does run.
So there is a chance that a dog like that could bite when you're.
Oh, he's bitten me.
Oh, he has.
There's only a couple. There's a couple times where we just had to go. No, we're grabbing you. Sorry. And once you have him in your grasp, he calms down. But he's very defensive. So
when he bites you, isn't that like bad, or is he? Or
it's bad. It's something he's going to have to be trained out of. But
I mean,
it's like it's his first day in a new giant house. That
Yeah.
The second time he's moved in 6 months,
but he doesn't know it. But he is in doggy heaven.
He fell into a good situation. Let's just say.
Would you ever? I don't want to anthropomorphize too much, but do you ever get the idea that they're all huddling and go, "Hey, get over, bring it in"? Do you ever get that feeling? Bring it in. You bring it in.
Like they're conspiring against us?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay. Would you?
They do take. I mean, Clyde and Lucky take turns, like going for the what I call the trick or treat, where they come visit me my office with the hopes of getting treats.
That's really mean on their part. Don't you mean more than just a thing?
I have no idea what you just said.
You're saying that they're coming to you because they want you to give them a treat. Don't they love you?
They do. They love me because I give them treats.
Oh, okay. Now you're making it like if I had a dog and I forgot to feed it for a week, I'm the bad guy now.
Right.
Now I'm the thing.
No, but they are mutually exclusive things. Yes, they want treats, and yes, they love me.
I know you have no conflict or you love doggies, and there's just no question.
I do. Allison the other day was like, "Oh, you see, this dog is making you seem like in a really good mood. It seems like and I was like defensive about it. I was like,
was she claiming you're not?
I don't know about that. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me being defensive about being happy?
Right, because I'll tell you exactly what it is. You are a little. You're a curmudgeon, a little bit of a curmudgeon, slight.
Yeah.
You would fit into the curmudgeon category. Then you would. What's the category you put me in?
You don't want to ask that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but like regressive, babyish. Yeah. So you're also not effusive. You're not effusive. You're like, honey, bunny, beanie, how you doing today, beanie, boony, which she might not like. Allison.
I actually am fairly effusive. I mean, I don't know. See, this is again. I think what I don't like is anyone to feel like they have a beat on me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The whole thing is stupid. I should go back.
But I don't think. I mean, certainly with dogs, I'm not curmudgeonly. I mean, that's as a
no.
But I would say I would characterize me more as stoic than curmudgeonly.
Right, but it's like if Allison, I'm sure is we're both probably, where are we both on the needy scale, Allison and me?
You're both needier than I.
In other words, like, are you okay, John? In other words, like asking you if something's bothering you because you're not walking around the house smiling. You have a low key output,
right? But that doesn't indicate something wrong to her.
But that's what you got from that. Oh, I wasn't happy before.
No. It was not at all. It really wasn't.
I would be a bad lawyer. What was it then?
It was really just, I think it's that, I don't know if it's that simple, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I realized right away that was a weird reflex. And, you know, and told Allison, I'm glad you busted me on that because it was, you know.
Yeah.
It's more just habit.
Right.
You know.
I think, but what I'm saying is, like, if you had to compare the types, I'd be the guy who, when the kidnapper comes to the door, don't see any danger. I offer him coffee, and then I'm horribly distressed when he still kidnaps me.
Uh-huh.
You are more generally wary in a healthy way. Wary. I'm overcoming my early, hey, let's see what Charlie Manson's having a jam in his house. Let's go.
Yeah.
Which it turns out to be that it wasn't just he was at Dennis Miller's house, Dennis Wilson's house once or twice. They actually thought that he, according to this new podcast or the book or something, young Charlie Manson, they thought he had some amount of talent as a musician.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think Dennis Wilson was being genuinely encouraging to him.
And you know what Neil Young said?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Neil Young said that Charles Manson that was great at I'm not joking. Ad-libbing words, improving words,
makes sense.
So it's not like Neil Young went back and went, I don't know about this serial killer guy. I don't know about this killer guy. He seems to be okay. We didn't know about him then. He jammed with him.
Yeah,
I never got to jam with Neil Young
or Charles Manson.
Charlie Manson did think he was going to be a rock star. He wanted to be a rock star, like bigger than the Beatles, kind of.
Yeah, well, sure. Every rock star wants to be a big rock star.
See, there are certain things that are true, whether you're a murderer, whether you're you still, John Wayne Gacy had the number
Phil
one
Spector
hit.
was a rock star, and yet it still didn't help him out.
I still don't uncomfortable when people are so effusive about someone, like when they talk about Phil. I grew up, I loved Phil Spector without even addressing it at all that he became a murderer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying something clearly.
Well,
how about we go? Yeah,
I think there's this other thing with Phil Spector in that he was a producer. You don't have to, you never have to connect with him directly if you're listening to the music.
Right. But he tried to make you connect with him.
He absolutely wanted to put his stink on everything he did. But
yeah, on the Beatle album, on the back of the Beat. How come I can't find? Oh Jesus!
Oh fuck!
Let's go to the letters, okay?
Right. Okay, please.
It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
Pickle says, as I get older, I realize I should tell the people I love how I feel rather than mourn them when they go. Thanks, guys. I love you. It'll be a shame when one of us is gone, but I'm glad I can tell you how I feel now. There are lots of mindless podcasts, but yours is best.
Hey, I've got half a mind to object to that mindless comment.
There's something very sweet about that.
And yet,
but there's also, and yet they're wishing us dead.
It seems stilted and insincere at the same time is the problem.
Well, that's Pickles. Pickles is based on being Pickle, the wife of Buddy Sorrell.
That's right. You can't ever take it at face value because it's a charade.
the whole thing is a charade. Yes. I prefer to say charade.
Well, that's why people don't like you so much.
That's not why.
Oh.
The Perouge.
I was trying to let you off easy.
The Perouge has 2023. Perouge. He's back.
Am I reading his question?
Yes.
Because you just leaned back like you accomplished something massive there.
I had to take a break. It was so impressive. I had to take a break from it.
Perush says, hearing Andy's stories about baseball from 287, I would like to present my MVP of the game from one of the cricket matches in Austin last spring. I bowled, a.k.a. pitched, my team to victory. And then there it is. There's a picture of his cricket trophy on a shelf.
That is so great. He must actually, I thought, well, much like you, that he doesn't play cricket, that he's a liar, that he's not from a different country, that he doesn't have an accent, that this is a desperate cry for help. But now I'm beginning to think that trophy looks real. The books behind him look real. Is that book, Contact, about extraterrestrials?
Yes, that's Carl Sagan. It's not.
Oh, it's not the other guy thing.
No, it's a Carl Sagan novel.
Okay, let's see what else he's got. James Patterson.
He's got How Dogs Think. He's got Kitchen Confidential, which is a good book.
And then he's got Mein Kampf being covered up by the statue. Yeah. That is weird.
Well, we don't know. It just says Mein Kampf. That's all.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing, Perouche. This is very exciting because I recently watched a documentary from a series called Bad Sports about the fixing of about shenanigans going on with what's this? Oh, the South African team and the guy supposedly making deals, and it was a whole big thing.
Right. Not
understanding anything about cricket, it was hard to follow what was going on. But well, I'm just telling Perouche, I hear you now, man. I hear you. Because they were trying to influence the referees. And I'm wondering, Perouche, if you could answer this next week. Do you find that on your level too, that there's monkeying going on and people are trying to change the ref at the last second? I'll take my answer off the air.
Dan Marsh says, hey guys, out of all the jobs, projects, and shows you've done, which did you worry about the most before it began? Which was the most stressful to do? And which was the most rewarding? Well, for me, I'll answer because Andy is reclined and about 4 feet from the microphone.
No, it's not so much that. It's just that's the old. My mind goes blank. But so you start.
Well, the Michael DeBar doc probably caused me the most stress of anything I've ever done over the course of many years as I did it. And sort of in that sense, it's the most rewarding too, because I could have fucking quit a lot of times.
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So, I also was really stressed when I was shooting the I Need You to Kill doc, because that was a situation where I was covering a very finite event.
Yes,
and I had to make sure I had enough to make a movie out of it. So it's
pressureful.
There's with a biography doc, you can keep adding things.
Right.
You can fluff it out. You can add interviews or get other.
Yes.
But here it's like, no, whatever happened is what the movie is.
Which is sometimes good to have those parameters to have to fit inside.
Yeah, it's just in terms of footage shot to footage used, the percentages between the two movies are just radically different.
Wow. Yeah. Not as opposed to where Judd Apatow always shoots more film than he needs.
Yeah.
I will go with when I shot the pilot Andy Town for Comedy Central, which came on the same year they picked South Park, and they picked this terrible show called COD, Comics on Delivery. And I was really scared because I thought I had a lot of pressure on myself. It was the most stressful to do because I was going out with Susan and we were in love. I don't know what we weren't married though, but I wanted to work with her. I trusted her eye more than anybody else's eye, and they tried to Yoko her and, make me feel like she wasn't even charging money, but I wanted her eye on the project. I was the executive producer, but no, you're not really the executive producer. These other two people are the executive producer. So it was so stressful. I thought I was going to have a heart attack during it. And then, which was the most rewarding? I think that really is a lot of different things. Like, I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke up a puppet's ass, but the kids' quarters was very rewarding, and then maybe something like maybe the hologram. I'm trying to think if there's one thing that sticks out because but that was recent.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. Why do I have to make it like I'm on trial? I'm not on trial like Murtu, right? Murtu?
Murdoch.
It's not Murdoch. BD West says, Michael Ian Black warned us in December. A bunch of celebrities are going to die next year, and we're just sitting around acting like everything's fine. That's pretty good. I'm saying it like he's not as funny as me, but I actually think he's funny. But his shtick is to be superior to you, Michael Ian Black. Like he'll say stuff to you like Andy Kindler's unfunny, like that as a joke.
Right.
And I've learned to enjoy him.
Good. If only you could enjoy everybody who called you unfunny, it would be an easier way for you.
No, but he means he was joking.
Oh.
Oh, God. Tweet, the diddly-dee-dee-dee. Beep, ha-ha-hoo-hee, ha-ha-hoo-hoo. That's going to be available on Compact Stings. Or that will be available on our Christmas show this year. Compact Stings.
Compact Stings, ladies and gentlemen. Were you just, once again, you're going to say the name and walk away.
Oh, because you just asked, didn't you just? I thought we forget it. People Horror says, just wanted to say this. Listening to the podcast today gave me a cozy, warm feeling like a conversation with old friends. Thanks, guys, for taking the time and trouble to do this every week. That is a very sweet thing. I'm going to like it during the show.
I'm going to give you the jingle. Nice of you to say, Tweet Bahara. There you go.
Good. Johnny Whoop says, and here I thought Cocaine Bear was about Andy wearing a brown fur coat in 1983. Can you put, Johnny, let me piggybacking over that, on top of that, what is it? What is Cocaine Bear? I'm going to guess. Do you know the story?
Only vaguely.
Okay. A bear gets into some cocaine.
And by the way, Johnny Whoops, you're thinking about Acid Monkey when you're thinking of Andy in 1983.
I forgot what I was going to say.
You were going to guess what Cocaine Bear is about.
Yeah, cocaine gets into some a bear gets into some cocaine from like a heist.
Right.
And then finds out he loves it.
Yep.
And then you see him.
And hijinks,
this is a true story.
Hijinks ensue.
This is a true story, though. He did a trick later on when he took it around to the circuses. He did a trick where he snorted. You know, you could show how he snorted cocaine with his big paw. Paw.
With his paw. Jason,
if you kill someone, don't go too crazy with the paw. All right, it just doesn't sound right. After you murder the people, you're talking and poor paw. I'm sorry.
All right, Jason, number one Samuel Beckett fanboy Parton said, "Hey, Jason, what's your end game with that name?" See.
I got one of your jokes.
You did. I think you actually got it too. Burgess Meredith and Zero Mostel starred in a version of Waiting for Godot, and it was about as odd as that sounds. Good, but odd. How many Buy Me a Coffees would it take from all of us to get your version made?
Well, Jason, I'd like to do a little bit of just like a 30-second from the show. Between me and Josh, we're the two guys.
I'll be Estragon in this.
Okay.
All right.
What the fuck is going on with this Godot guy?
He's coming.
What, is he on a break?
He said he's coming.
Is it a metaphor for is Godot a metaphor for God? What the kind? I don't get what we're in.
Don't even think about it. We'll wait for him. He'll tell us.
Da 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 da. Has anyone ever done that? Da 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 da. Thank you, Jason.
Tom the Tom says, Josh, what is your take on putting intentionally corny reenactments in documentaries? I ask this because I recently watched Pez Outlaw.
You hate them. In general, you hate.
I mean, I do hate them. I also get there's all different solutions to this problem.
Right.
You know, a lot of people do animation now. A lot of people do reenactments. You can, there's different kinds of reenactments where there's like, you're just trying to help tell the story is one. And then there's the one where the guy or woman is being so, it's very clear that the person is just using this as a way to say, I can shoot real movies. You know what I mean? It's cheaper to do documentaries, but I can really shoot real movies is kind of how it feels a lot of the time.
Yeah. You don't know what their motivation is by using that method.
Yeah. So, but the central problem of any kind of documentary storytelling is something has to be on screen at all times. And
True.
and it can't be a talking head because you need to do audio editing with what talking heads are saying constantly.
Right.
And it's boring. A talking head is by its very nature.
Yes, by its very nature.
After a while. And so if you're telling a story that isn't well documented with photos or any kind of other visuals, then your whole problem solving of making that movie is what's going to be on screen.
Yes.
At any given time, because something has to be.
Right. Yeah, you can't.
So he's asking about intentionally corny ones, which I saw that doc too, and it didn't stick with me, but I kind of went, all right, it's fine.
What is that about?
It's about a guy who, first of all, is kind of showing you that there's this giant Pez collector community.
Right.
And then there's this guy who basically went to Eastern Europe to the Pez factory, set up his own connections with Pez dispensers that weren't distributed to the U.S.
Yes.
And then got into legal battles with the actual Pez company, who is the only one, the U.S. Pez who could import it legally, essentially.
I have 2 words for this, Josh. Hard pass.
It's not a bad little story.
It's not a bad. Okay, I'm sorry. It shouldn't have been that way.
It's not. I don't have scorn for the movie, but they obviously went, okay. It's the only way to do this is tongue in cheek reenactments,
right?
And I think they kind of did the best they can.
Yeah, what can you do?
It's such a case by case. There's just some of them are just so fucking irritating and pretentious, and some of them roll by okay.
Well, the ones that I don't like the most are when I'm watching my Hitler documentaries, and all of a sudden there's like an hour of not Hitler. A small 5'2" guy with a mustache. Maybe he was from vaudeville. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a Charlie Chaplin lookalike. But all I can think of is that it's not Hitler walking around looking, or anything where they go, Goebbels came in and he was upset. I'm so upset.
Right. Yeah. If it's just see and say stuff like that, it's really hard to, it's hard to take
to
it
give it up
seriously.
for it.
And like you said, if it's someone like who is an icon like Hitler,
don't call Hitler an icon, please.
He's an icon in terms of just the face is a logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you.
You can't get around that's not actually Hitler ever.
It's so wide you can't get around it. Christopher Citro says, in an old Don Rickles comedy special, he's introduced by hoofers in yellow fringed jumpsuits who kick. Each time they sing Alive and Kicking in the USA. Let's say it's 1972, and you guys each have your own CBS specials. What are your dancers doing to bring you on stage? Mine would be all pot oriented. A line of dancers lighting a bong for me.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
I would have my dancers all like flinch and recoil, like I'm going to hit them whenever I get near them.
Not the face, not the face.
Like a new chihuahua.
Like a new chihuahua, babe. I like that.
Emma Marks. No, I'm doing it.
Okay, fuck you.
Emma Marks
I'm going to leave now.
Andy, Snail, come back. It's for you. I need to cut out carbs and sugar. Any tips? Any recommendations for low sugar, low carb snacks? I'd just like to say I used to be the whole authority on carb free eating, and now
I'm not an authority.
Andy brought disease into the picture, and suddenly he's the top man.
Okay, well, first of all, you really have to. It depends on what you had beforehand. I used to drink soda. That's got to go.
High chew candy,
sugar soda
out the window.
Yes, all of it. All of that, all the candy. But the thing is, I still will put we have yogurt that's not flavored yogurt. It's like just plain yogurt. I'll put a little honey on top of the fruit and everything else.
Sure.
So I'm not rigid like you would look at the dietetic section of the supermarket. But I think also the Zevia, some people love the Zevia drinks.
Stevia?
Yeah, I'm saying the actual brand name of the stupid drink. It's Dr. Zevia. But some people, I don't drink any. I absolutely would never drink orange juice or, none of those things are in my life. Not that I loved orange juice before, but that would be a killer for diabetes.
It's a big sugar bomb, yeah.
So, And then there's a whole bunch of stuff, keto-friendly stuff that I really do like. There's a Halo Top. I love Halo Top vanilla ice cream. So it's like, it could be sugar alcohols or something like that. In other words, like the sweet. First of all, the sweetness. My sweetness level. My sister. We used to have not arguments. My sister was like, I can't drink a Diet Coke. I don't have that kind of palate. I have now been completely used to Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And Susan likes stevia. We use stevia a lot. So, basically, the thing is that you'll start to adjust sweet levels. Your sweet levels get different. And I also eat the Atkins things.
Yeah.
The Atkins bars that you recommended because they give me energy and they're not a negative. I mean, you can't live on those things. But there are so many snacks and stuff that is either keto friendly or carb friendly or, you know.
I have type 2 diabetes. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it.
A third Jew says Ronkonkoma is a town on Long Island, which this was a reference from last week, Andy. Exactly. Is there some sort of Dennis Miller-esque punishment I should get for using a reference that's too obscure for even you guys in the name of attempting to be funny, other than, actually having to listen to him, babe?
No, I don't think even the most crude Dennis Miller reference is always welcome to me. Hey, Cha-Cha. Hey, Choo-Choo.
Hey, Ronkonkoma.
Hey, Ronkonkoma. Hey, this guy's from, hey, you're from Suffern. That's not a good Dennis Miller word. Suffern. Hey, Dennis Schwartz is back. And it's been a while, I think. Dennis Schwartz says, what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not. And I never realized in the song it's naught. I thought it was not. To say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I did the blues, but I did it.
I did the blows, is what you just said?
I did the blows. And I did it I can't sing.
But don't make fun of my voice.
Don't make fun of my voice. Yeah, you have to listen to my terrible voice, but say it's not bad. That's a lot of shielding of your feelings. Just do it. BD West says, Keith Hernandez getting you down? Check out a White Sox broadcast this season for the best banter in baseball. One Jew, one lawyer, 2 mics, 3 hours, always entertaining. I will. Here's my problem right now. And I know that Josh is going to make fun of me. Will you stop mocking me? I will not. I'm not listening to. I am not going to listen to Keith Hernandez. And I love those other guys.
I didn't know Steve. I didn't know Steve. He said the one Jew was Steve Stone, the one lawyer was Jason Benetti for the White Sox broadcast team. I didn't know Steve Stone had moved to the White Sox. I always knew him as Harry Carey's sideman for the Cubs.
Well, I'm going to listen to it because
I do know he's one of the Jewish baseball players I know.
That's cool, but I will give no. I reject any reference to Keith Hernandez. When you go on Tucker Carlson, the most racist show in the world, and you say to him, "Oh, I don't think the All-Star game should have been moved from Georgia," what are you saying to him then? You're fucking. Well, I forgot what that image was. Was it about the what was the law that they were gonna move? Something happened in Georgia.
I don't remember if it was I remember there was the trans bathroom thing in North Carolina that got the NBA to move out, but I don't remember what the
right. Okay,
MLB.
but Keith Hernandez was upset. Why? Because he's a fucking fascist, and he says to Tucker Carlson at the end of the thing, "I'm a big fan." So that's it. He's dead to me. And I know people are going to say, "You're really not going to listen to him?" I'm going to get the baseball package this year and not listen to him.
Huh? How's that going to work?
It doesn't mean a thing to anything. It's meaningless. Paul Goebel says Paul Goebel, who's a very funny comedian, by the way, and I've loved him for years. He's replying to Thought Spiral. What is he replying to?
I think just the
most of mine is spent bothering people, but I understand my kids are doing well.
I think they're missing a word in there. Most of my time is spent bothering people.
Yes. Okay. I tried to. He said most of my time is spent bothering people, but I understand my kids are doing well. I laugh at everything. Sue Veet says, if you had to do your act while having brain surgery, would you do an established bit, write something new, or do street jokes and crowd work? Very good, Sue Veet.
I would definitely. I would be in the crowd work camp for sure.
Yeah,
Do you take my pulse around here often?
What I don't do is I stay away from dick jokes when I'm having surgery. They don't like it. Did you hear what I said? Am I gone?
I got you.
That was excellent.
Chaotic Neutral says, hey guys, last show Josh mentioned Kilroy was here and Andy said, what is that, Yossarian? Thing is, that's not totally wrong. Yossarian was a character from Catch-22, which I know, and Kilroy was featured in the sequel Closing Time, so there is a connection. No, Andy's an idiot. Come on.
No, but wait a second. Kilroy was here. Maybe most people know it from the follow-up to Catch-22. And so, once again, I was probably more correct than I was incorrect.
Who wrote Catch-22, Andy?
Joseph Heller.
Okay, thank you.
Yossarian was the main character. I read the book and saw the movie, which is a rare thing for me.
Yeah, both are good.
Both are good. Excellent. Greg Kelly says, I don't know if you heard, but we got 17 inches of snow the last couple of days. I finished clearing my driveway and went to dig up the neighborhood fire hydrant. But someone was just finishing. Imagine my surprise when his head turned and it was, yes, James Mason. What's the scenario? I talked weirdly about the scenario. What's the scenario here?
Well, we've had quite a blizzard here in Minnesota, and I like to be a good neighbor. I like to keep things safe, and I like to go hydrant to hydrant usually before I even do my own driveway.
We're low on water, James, but do you have any beverages for us in case, because I'm very scared that we won't get to the store. What could I drink, say, alcoholic-wise?
Are you looking for something mainstream, or do you like something...
No, I want something that would maybe have a unique taste of its own.
An unusual taste of its own. I have something for you.
What is that?
Night Train. Oh, wait. No.
I'm not going to drink... Yoshi Yamamoto, Mamamoto, Yoshi Mamamoto, Yamamoto.
Yamamoto. Yamamoto, Yamamoto.
You weren't doing that, right?
No, I wasn't. You were doing the Macarena, and I was doing Amadeus.
Both excellent. Yoshi Yamamoto says Hitler, Stalin, and Mao were all mama's boys. Thoughts? I'm going to tell you right now, all three of them, if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, let me tell you something, you're not going to make it with anyone anyhow. All three of them had serious problems. Contrary to that they used to call Stalin Papa Joe, right? Papa Joe. That's what they thought of him in America. It's Papa Joe.
Right.
Oh, we have some things we found out about Papa Joe.
Pawpaw Joe.
Pawpaw. We found some new things about Stalin. You'd be interested. And the final question of this area that I have is Yoshi Yamamoto coming in with, is Orthodox Judaism the only thing keeping the minivan industry alive since soccer moms moved on to SUVs? I don't even... Yoshi, you know a little too much about Jews. What are you, an anti-Semite?
That seems like maybe a little local quirk you're commenting on.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I've never seen an Orthodox Jew in a vehicle. Have you?
No, because you pretty much only notice them when they're on the street walking.
Yeah, with the big things. I don't hold anything against them, but they're wearing the thing, and they got some kind of they got kind of some stuff on their head. It's hilarious.
I'm definitely on a Jew path to the Chabad. So on Shabbat you see a trail.
Now, do you use music to go to another area?
I might have to go to the gram.
Going to the gram. Going to the gram. Going to the gram. Gram. Whoa, I love it.
Thank you. Saves me recording time if I just commit the first time.
Yes, is it called Insta? It's called Instagram, right?
Yes. Yes, okay. It is, Andy. Hi.
Not Jim from Taxi.
Okie doke.
Okie doke.
Terrence Caulfield says, let me start from the bottom because that's the order they come in. And sometimes people do a second one and then you've read the first one. So it's bad.
What are you giving? Nobody wants the fucking behind the scenes of the Instagram.
You know what, pal? Go fuck yourself.
Okay, sorry.
Delicious Mix says, chicken heads? Josh, what the fuck kind of voodoo Freudian slip was that? Hearts ain't bad. Liver's probably better. I might have gout now. In other news, I heard Huell Hauser didn't die, but actually used a time machine to go back to 1943 and interview the Jews in the concentration camps. That's a sketch we will not be doing, I'm afraid.
You know what? I will not be.
Okay, Andy, you play the Jew and action.
No. I appreciate the suggestion, but I don't think right now that I have enough material for it.
Yeah, and I feel like I could probably fill out the sketch and then be sad that I did.
And that'd be sad and maybe be finally canceled.
Yes. Red Hook Rose 2 says, hi, Josh and cuz Andy.
Yes, I know who that's my cuz, Rose Marie.
Nice. No question, but I wanted to thank you both for helping me start off each week in a good mood after you listen to your podcasts. You guys rock.
Well, thank you, Rose Marie, for being so supportive of our podcast. Not just with Buy Me a Coffees, but with and do not have to give one more Buy Me a Coffee. What am I, the world's worst pitch artist?
Shut the fuck up. What the fuck?
But it's a pleasure, and it's a pleasure that you're here, and we love it.
You are, yes.
Good with statements.
You're in the best case scenario listener category.
Right.
Zeke Fossey says, hey guys, I love the show and hope you can help. The other day, my 2.5-year-old was sitting on the potty, and they started pinching the skin on their belly and said, yucky. Should I be worried? I've noticed the pinching once or twice before, not just on the potty. I don't do weight talk, but other family members sometimes do. Should I tell the fat ass not to do that while she's crapping? See,
the baby's fat?
The baby's worried.
You have to handle this. This is too much blue. It's too blue for me.
Well, at first you go, does he want us to talk about body issues? And then it's, then he wanted to really just call the baby a fat ass is really what he was doing.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. But I don't think that's good. You're going when you're, and I've toilet trained nobody, even myself, but you want to not get them depressed while you're.
This wasn't about toilet training, though. This was about body image.
Why did I get toilet training out of it? Because
you shut down once you heard potty. That's what happened. Dan Wade asks, ever notice that Albert Einstein looks almost exactly like Scrooge? 'Tis uncanny.
No, this is a mistake. He's mistaken. He's referring to Paul Giamatti, who's playing the role of that in the commercial. That is not the way Einstein looked.
Iram asked, if there's one thing for which you want to be remembered, is it your performance on Cartoon Dump? Saw the seeds of what has germinated into spiral goodness today. Also, enjoy the show weekly. And Andy, please give a little more to Josh. He's really trying.
That's terrible. Is that a backhanded thing there at the end?
I'm not sure exactly.
What are you really trying that I should give you? I'm all for it. I'll give you more.
I think he's saying that he saw that Cartoon Dump appearance finally.
Yes. Oh, you know what? It's interesting to see, and I think the historians will be more apt to do this. The early Kindler, the early thought, before they did Thought Spa, what led to Thought Spa. Here's early footage of that. You could see the relationship building, like that kind of stuff.
It's back in our Quarryman phase.
Do you agree with it? I mean, does the whole world, just tell me this. Does the whole world know, am I right? Is this, everyone knew this when they were 7, that they call it the Beatles. It's a play on words because they're keeping the beat. Beatles. And then you think of the Silver. If they had called themselves the Silver Beatles, we would never have heard of them because it's a horrible name.
Right.
But the fact that they're Beatles, Beat, does make it a great name. But I don't know if that's what they were thinking.
It 100% was what they were thinking.
So here's what I'm saying. Everybody knew that, right?
Yes.
Everyone knew that.
Yes, because you could see the word.
You know, here's an interesting thing that I don't think a lot of people
like on the drum. It was on the drum. It was on the drum.
No, but I thought maybe you know what? There's part of me that wants to think that I'm a genius and I've discovered things. I never had heard people say that's why it was the Beatles. It was spelled.
No,
like
everyone
B-E-A-T.
knew. Everyone knew.
No,
particularly since the Volkswagen Beetle with the BEE was out at the same time as a nice contrast.
I don't want to continue. You just wrap it up.
I just think it's fantastic that you think you discovered that.
Yeah, but why didn't I think of that? No, I don't want. Well, stop digging when you're in the hole. Because this has happened to me before, where I've realized what a name is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't figure out why they named the birds, but they were kind of doing a takeoff, right? Is the birds kind of are the birds a takeoff on that you're going to name your thing, animals, the birds, you know what I'm saying? Maybe mixing up the groups.
Well, I mean, are you saying is the birds a joke about the Beatles?
Yes, about like all those groups, not the Beatles, but all those groups in general, the animals, the young raccoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think every band was just trying to think of a fucking name that everyone could agree on.
Buffalo Springfield I like because it really does make you think of the country and all that stuff, but it was just a sign that they saw on the side of a truck, I think.
Yeah. Usually the stories aren't that good.
Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, I thought I could get... But no, Josh, I thought I was... Josh, you can cry better than I can cry as an actor.
That was pretty good, I thought.
That was good. I can't cry as an actor, so that's what I'm saying. Tell me my mother just died.
No one will cast you to cry, I promise you.
Tell me JFK just died. It's 1963.
JFK just killed your mother, Andy.
This is the worst day of my
That's your impression of you when you can't find your wallet.
Sad. I don't think people say sad like that when they're sad.
They don't.
No.
You say it
That's
to
right,
babies to help them get an idea of what they're feeling.
I really think that this world's stupidest guy persona, I got it down pat.
You're getting it's. I think by test show 300, you're gonna have it dialed in. Lap Joint says 6.7 A1C here. After the passing of Richard Belzer, I read he enjoyed playing his Detective Munch character for several decades across several shows. If you guys could pick a decades-long TV character to play, what would that be? What would his or her name be? Well, I've got ice cream melting. I'll write again soon. I don't know. Apparently, it would be very curmudgeonly.
Yes, it would be. Yeah, exactly.
I would be. I think it would be a detective called Mudstick.
Well, you know, I didn't mind. There's no other way to tell you this, but I did come up with the first episode of Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a sign that says the number of that studio, Cha Cha, called 818 Cha Cha Cha.
Uh-huh.
And so the episode is Cha Cha Dead. Cha Cha Dead.
Wow.
So Monica's trip to Dave's Hot Chicken causes her to collapse at the ballroom center dancing later on.
Uh-huh.
Right? At first we think it's a bad load of chicken.
Right.
Or was it? Or
Right.
was it? Or was it? Sherman Oaks is on the story.
Which came first, the chicken or the death?
It writes itself. I really think we should start shooting some of these Sherman Oaks PI. And they don't have to be long shows.
Sure.
It's pretty funny, though. If you really could... Why? Nobody says it's pretty funny after an idea. Just go on, please.
All right. Munson, 3786, says, if Andy's droopy male anatomy landed a job as a new announcer for Frontline, then you could say it does work.
Well, how do you mean? I don't understand. Well, how would it sound?
If your dick got a job, it would work. Tonight on Frontline.
Oh, I see. So is it a dick joke?
Tonight on Frontline. Our Frontline cameras have gotten special access to see Andy's business.
Flaccid penis?
No, thank you. I'm good. His penis doesn't work. Full Dork says Mr. Weinstein is a world-class singing talent. Thank you. If I sounded anywhere near him, I would never stop singing. Even daily mundane things. If it's not too much trouble, could you please sing, "Oh no, another bill in the mail"? I bet it sounds amazing coming from you.
That's great.
Oh no, another bill in the mail. Oh no, another bill in the mail. See,
it's very much like an operatic opera.
I wanted to break the spell.
Unbelievable. I'm surprised you're not writing more musicals.
Thank you for your compliment / slightly sarcastic.
I don't think it was.
No?
I really don't think it was.
No? Okay.
I thought at the end it seemed like it was going on like that. Like, oh, you're great. Oh, boy, can you sing.
Please, give us more of that is what I kind of hear.
What does he say about me?
I'm curmudgeonly. So.
Does he say anything about my singing?
I think he's referring to you when he says, "Oh no."
Okay, that's good. You made a very good O sound with your lips. I didn't think you were capable of making that O. It's very not easy to do.
You know how I learned that? Euphoria Fish says, in your travels, what is your favorite food discovery? And on the other hand, has there been a food that was hard to give up due to ethical or ecological reasons?
I've given up the one food that I loved. I don't eat foie gras because I don't know whether it's bad or it's good, but it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I've given up foie gras and veal for the most part.
Veal, I definitely give up because I didn't like veal much.
But if I were to see a prep that on a menu at a special restaurant, I would overcome. I have to confess, I would overcome.
Well, you're not bringing it's not going to bring the Adam back to life, are you, King Kang?
A really good seared foie gras thing is kind of special sometimes.
It is maybe the most delicious thing I've ever had. But I mean, I have a lot of problems with eating meat in terms of I would want every animal. I think don't have to mistreat animals, as Temple Grandin has shown. They can be treated humanely and we can eat them. And some people do that. But I know I eat a lot of, I know that just saying I eat range-free eggs doesn't mean that I'm like a hero.
No, it's not that is not the threshold. But yeah, no, I would confess that it's an area where I'm morally squishy.
I know, yeah.
Daisy Petunia says, there is saying that goes, whatever choice you make makes you. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Always choose discipline. Don't let anyone work harder than you. Glad I could share that. Andy,
is this Elon Musk?
Andy, could you favor us with a song?
Yes. You mean like now?
That's what it's saying.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Wait, it has to be public domain. This old man, he played knick-knack on his drum with a boop, bang, bing, bang. Give a dog a bone. This old man, he came rolling home. Lovely.
It was lovely. Hillbilly Punk Shop says, shouldn't we all be happy that Roe v. Wade was overturned? With any leftovers from mass shootings via mouth-breathing basement dwellers, the rest we can send off to wars. Age-appropriate natch ideas? Wow.
That is wow. That's more radical than me.
It's kind of off the reservation, if you ask me.
You know, when I see something like that, you know what I say? Check, please.
Bryce Colton says, Josh, I just listened to David Milch's life's work based on your recommendation and can't wait to listen to it again. A la Spike. Oh, can't wait to listen to it again. A la Spike, meaning he listens to books rather than reading them.
Am I Spike?
You're Spike, yes.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
What books are the two of you currently reading? I'm still reading this is Orson Welles, his book of interviews with Bogdanovich. And I have like a total
you love it.
Fetish for Orson Welles. I really do.
I'm listening to Unscripted, which is the new book by James Stewart and somebody else, I forgot their name, about Sumner Redstone and Viacom.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely riveting.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because here's one little sample. Sumner Redstone gave $40 million to at least, he gave like $10 million to at least 6 women. He gave $5 million to like 40 women, and he gave like 100 women got at least $1 million from him because he would just give women presents, but then he also would try to paw them. The guy, not the nice guy that you remember from the media, from the accounts of the day.
Yeah, exactly. He always seemed like.
And another highlight,
Santa-like.
He once in Hawaii, he got banned from every restaurant in L.A. And when he was in Hawaii, he called the chef over and he threw the steak at the chef.
Wow,
because it was overcooked.
Wow.
And then his friend said, "Why do you act this way?" He goes, "I don't fucking care. I know I'm already going to hell." What's the upside? When is he like?
I don't know how.
The upside is that he is he was a very smart person. He learned all languages like Japanese. They were all of them are lawyers. Even he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a stupid man, but he's a horrible man.
Yes. Broken nonetheless.
And the guy who was very obsequious with him was Philippe Domas. He insisted on keeping the French pronunciation of his name.
Yeah.
And he scored 1,600 on his SATs, and so he was like, but he was like very subservient to who are we talking about? Sumner
Redstone, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. he whatever Sumner wanted, he would do. So that just shows you 1,600 on the SATs. Doesn't mean that you're not going to do horrible things as a human.
Thank you.
Thank you.
CampyMan99 says Maria Bamford has a Kickstarter to fund a series of shorts about intrusive thoughts. Intrusive Thoughts OCD called No CD. It's not fully funded yet, so maybe the thought spiralers can get it past the goalposts. I'm sure we all love Maria here. I also want to give you guys credit for having earnest, funny, and casual discussions about OCD now and then. It's been educational for me.
That's great to hear because I really do like, as an OCD sufferer myself, there's I forgot the name of the comic. He's very funny who does a lot of OCD material. You'll know the person who wrote in. But no, I think it's like anything else. It really is. It's a disease that for years people didn't want to talk about. Right. Except these more superficial things like, oh, it's germphobe. You know, like, you can stop washing your hands. But now that more people know about it, I think it's better. It's so much better to have sunshine in there. We're not crazy. We're just odd.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the key for people is not feeling like they're freaks.
Right.
You
right.
Know, not to use, I guess, an unkind word, but that is an unkind word that people use on themselves, you know.
I felt like I was a freak. Yeah. When I told people, the doctor at the free clinic, that I thought I hit somebody in the street and kept walking around, I mean, it was hard to even say that.
Yeah, and it wasn't cool of him to spin his finger by the side of his head either when he didn't. And finally, actually I have a couple little letters too. I want to clear off the next two. But Terrence Caulfield says, do either of you have any houseplants? What's your favorite? I didn't bring any to the relationship, but Allison has a really long, viney plant that will not die, and it's been in our lives for over 30 years now.
Do you like the way it looks?
It's okay. It's just there. It's by our kitchen sink.
We don't have much inside, but Susan's grows a lot of stuff on the terrace.
Right. She has like an herb garden, right?
No, she stopped. She's done various different things. Now we're just looking for nice plants. Okay. It's hard to grow things in Los Angeles.
It is.
Because when it rains, don't they warn you? It pours.
Uh-huh.
It don't rain in California. Josh, did you
What?
doze off?
Sorry.
Okay.
I have
Josh, do you have any other letters or anything?
dorkolepsy.
Time out. I can't think.
Hi, Josh and Andy. It's Lori Berkowitz. What time is it, you ask? It's time for Jewish Jeopardy. Question me the answer. Answer, Spilkas.
What is a bunch of... This is a tough one. I think it's aggravation, right? Whether it's a bunch of aggravation about something.
Well, no, it's antsiness. It's anxiety, anxious. It's like being
I never knew what that was.
Anxious antsiness. I've got Spilkas.
I like this game. Is there more?
I'm waiting for the doctor to call me back. I've got Spilkas.
Right.
Chutzpah. That would be.
Yeah, right. You can do that one.
I guess the best one word would be like audacity.
Yeah, he's got the guts.
Well, more than guts. It has to be on the border of.
It's a negative.
Well, it's not a negative necessarily, but it's a willingness to cross to tickle boundaries. I would say.
No, it's great. I admire. You just took everything off the buffet line. I admire your chutzpah.
Right. And the final Jeopardy question was kvel, which would be to have pride, to swell.
Sorry,
with pride.
He did not. It's what is having pride.
It's true. You got me.
You lost.
You got me. I lost. I heard the Sklar brothers tell a story about Andy inspiring and encouraging them early in their career, and how much they appreciated it. Was there any comedians or writers you were fans of that encouraged you guys early in your journeys? Thanks, Evan in Detroit. Yeah, I had several, including names you might recognize like Bill Hicks and Larry Miller and Joel Hodgson,
right.
Of course, and even Seinfeld says, well, you look like a funny guy, so if they ever come looking for comics the way that the Nazis looked for Jews, you should be in.
Is that what he said to you?
Yes.
I'll just repeat the story of Paul Feig, that's someone on my level being very encouraging to me, because I really loved Paul Feig, because he was hilarious, that he was, that meant so much to me.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to Kevin Nealon I mean, it's a weird thing because I don't remember. I didn't start by being influenced by people. I mean, I didn't know anybody. Well, I mean,
and I think for me too, it was really easy for people to encourage me because I was like the 17-year-old kid who was featuring for them, you know. So it was like, you know, who's not going to encourage a 17-year-old, you know?
Right, but I definitely would have needed. Greg Ray, I think, was the most positive.
Greg Ray was very positive to me too.
No, but I'm joking because he told me.
Oh, that's right. He was, yes. Yeah.
But he actually was nice. He was actually a nice guy.
I mean, still, even with bad advice from somebody, it's still encouragement, you know.
Oh no, he was. You know, it's like I shared a condo with him, or I didn't share. I mean, he's just a nice guy. Well, I'll never not say that I didn't have fun over there.
Smarmy of Darkness says the last Cal Worthington dealership, which also happens to be the first Cal Worthington dealership in Long Beach, is being sold and no longer be known as Cal Worthington Ford. What was your favorite dog spot?
I loved Cal Worthington. I was obsessed with him just as an oddity. And I just loved the way he would say the car twice. 1962 Buick LeSabre. It's 1972 Buick LeSabre. It's got air conditioning. It's got air conditioning.
If you need a better car, go see Cal.
Go see Cal.
For the best deal by far, go see Cal.
Go see Cal.
If you go see Cal, go see Cal.
Wait, that's a public domain song?
Sure.
If you ever had a thing, schmicky boo. What is it? If you stunk at the inky dink.
I don't know. I don't give a shit.
We'll figure it out.
I don't really
maybe
care. But my favorite dog spot was a hippo. He had a hippo. For those of you who don't know, he'll go, it's Cal Worthington with his dog spot. And then it would be like an ape or a hippo.
Right. That was when he went the other way.
Or an alligator. But the first one I ever saw was in the movie Into the Night with Jeff Goldblum.
Is that a good movie?
Yeah, it's kind of a fun movie. And there was a Cal Worthington ad, and this is when I was a kid in Minnesota.
Wow, that's pretty funny. That's pretty cool. I'm sorry about Minnesota right now. It's getting slammed. This is what you experienced as a kid, right? Well, it's worse now?
The biggest blizzard of all time was the last one I experienced before I moved. It was like 2 months before I moved out here.
Man.
The Halloween blizzard. of 92.
So there's
Of
no
91.
worse.
91.
There's probably no worse city to live in. Maybe in Canada for weather like that.
I don't know if that, I mean, I think like Buffalo probably gets more snow.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
I think Minneapolis gets colder.
which is not as fun, right? The snow is more fun.
Snow's a little more fun, but
Buffalo, they're not having fun over there.
but with both places they have it. They aside from massive events, they tend to have the routine down pretty well.
Right. I hear you. I got you. What if people wanted to buy us not a cup of coffee, but the equivalent of a cup of coffee?
If they wanted to buy us a metaphorical cup of coffee,
Yes.
I would go to buymeacoffee.com/Let's Tomorrow. If you want to get a fun message of joy and encouragement from Andy, go to cameo.com/Andy Kindler.
If you want to go to how to hang up on a... I did it. I can't say.